Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Zwift Community Live, Zwift Community Chat. This week, we are on a group ride with BikeRadar's Ben Delaney, U.S. Editor-in-Chief. We're about to get on a group ride today. Real quick, though, BikeRadar, just a little information. We are currently in the middle of BikeRadar missions out on Zwift, group rides, workouts, and races that are being done in partnership with BikeRadar. They got 14,000 product reviews, and they are the world's biggest and best resource for advice on bikes. You can go check those guys out over on YouTube. Make sure to go follow that up over there. We're going to be chatting about a lot of cool stuff today on our ride. Ben, the ride has started up here. Good to have you on the program today.
Hey, Nathan, thanks for having me.
How you doing?
So far, so good. I haven't been dropped yet. But the ride is still young.
Do you know what our watt per kilogram that we need to be holding here? What are we?
Well, so Emily's driving today, and she's saying 2.5 to 3. So,
okay. Gotcha.
As long as we stick within there, we should be good.
I better speed it up a little bit. I'm going to get dropped. I'm getting dropped.
So, got to focus.
So for those of you not familiar with group rides and group ride events, essentially we all start from a pens that puts us all together. It has a prescribed speed that you usually should be holding, as well as a ride leader, because if the speed changes up and you're at one time it might be sprints, another time it might be, we're going to ramp it up, whatever it might be. The yellow text on the screen is going to be from the ride leader. And the ride leader, Emily Mullen, is dropping me right now. No, it's my fault. I'm chatting too much and going into my VO2 max, using up all my oxygen here. But first things first, everybody gets to watch Nathan have to put on an interval to catch up to the front. Here we go. So
yeah, we should have your power output there on the screen, Nathan, so we can see what you're doing.
That's my power input, 350 right now. So we're going to have to do a quick little catch up. Whew. But there we go. So
now I see.
Here you got a new toy today.
Yeah, so the Wahoo Kicker Climb just showed up yesterday afternoon. And you guys, being Zwifters, are probably familiar with the Wahoo Kicker and Wahoo Kicker Snap, which are smart trainers, which make the already good Zwift experience even better. So when you hit hills on a smart trainer, like a Wahoo Kicker, the resistance gets adjusted accordingly. So the cherry on top of that now is the Wahoo Kicker Climb, which you mount your fork on. And when you come to climbs, it raises the front end of the bike up, the sense drops it down. The only downside I've found thus far is that when you're leaning forward to type and text messages to other Zwifters and the thing bucks, it's makes you pay attention.
Yeah, so usually we're not having sudden changes or outside when we're like simulating climbing, right? How do you do that in a controlled environment where things aren't like we have new things added to our ride experience, screens, keyboards,
yeah.
mobile devices, etc. So, but impressions so far. I mean, how many times have you ridden it?
So this is ride number 2 here, excluding initial setup. So I mean, we've seen. I think there's 2 types of engagement going on here, right? One is the mental engagement, and then having the bike move with you as you're riding up and down hills makes it more mentally engaging. As well as like trying to make sure that Emily doesn't drop us here. We've got to stay engaged that way. But I think the other immediate benefit of this thing is muscle engagement. If you tip, people talk about, like, I've got a bunch of coworkers in the UK who love to go ride in the Alps. But if you live in a relatively flat area, how do you train to climb? And some that's muscle engagement. That's what I'm getting after with this long-winded spiel on engagement, right?
Yeah.
And some people will, prop their front tire up with phone books.
Up this morning, Ben. I
had
this morning, but I don't want to ride like that the whole time.
No, no, no. It's just kind of silly. Yeah. So having this is more like just doing hill intervals. Like when you get to a hill, you go up and you shift forward, and you're engaging your glutes and your lower back more, and then you crest the hill and you're coasting down. Yeah, it's cool. It makes a little grunting noise. There's a, it's a motor-driven thing, so there's a bit of a noise to it. But it's, I don't know if you've been able to pick it up on this mic here as we're going. It's probably quieter than the kicker itself overall.
I can turn the noise gate here. Let me turn the noise gate on you down a little bit, and we will actually hear it on purpose then. So hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. This will get a little bit louder from Ben's end, but go ahead and do it right now.
So another thing, like you can set it on auto so the game will drive it, or there's this little handlebar remote where you can press up and down. So here we're going up to 20%. I don't know if you can hear that on the motor.
Yeah, I can hear it just barely. It's like a hydraulic. I can hear it's like a hydraulic motor.
Yeah.
Just barely underneath the noise of the kicker there.
And now at 20%, I've got to lean. I mean, my saddle angle is probably like this right now. So it's definitely a completely different posture than just riding flat, and then we'll drop it back down. And then you can.
When it's on auto, is it always kind of undulating and making noises, or is it kind of like, okay, there's a climb coming, we're going to adjust for this one, then we stay for a little while, or then we go flat? Like it kind of stays in certain places, or is it always kind of moving with the undulations?
It's always moving a bit. So you can see there's a little light here. You can just toggle back and forth between the auto and the manual. So we'll go back to auto. And, if you're riding Zwift, you can see in the upper, I'm pointing like people can see, in the upper right-hand corner.
They can see Zwift. Yeah, they can see Zwift. I can show them Zwift.
Yeah, and everybody's familiar with that.
Yeah.
Upper right-hand corner. Right now it's at 0% where we are. And when that changes whole numbers, you can definitely feel the change instantly, but even it seems more sensitive than just whole numbers. So like it'll say 0%, you can feel it just raise or lower just a touch. So
right on.
Yeah.
That's great. I like the manual.
It's alive, Nathan. It's alive.
It's alive. It's alive. Oh boy. So real quick, we do have the ability for you guys to ask questions of Ben if you want to. So you can go ahead and bring in questions or comments during the broadcast here. Good to see Rachel Elliott tuning in. Awesome. And speedy recovery to you, Rachel. Very, very cool to see you. Get well, Rachel. Been the hashtag over the last 24 hours or so. So good to see you tuning in. Follow her example, everybody, and you can bring messages in through Zwift's Facebook feed. We also do have the Zwift Community Live up as well over on Twitch. So we are watching that chat. If you would like to jump in here and interact with us at all, bring all the chat that you would like. So looking through here, G Leo, what's going on, man? Saying that I'm really quiet. I can turn myself up, but I have a feeling maybe we just got Nathan too far away from the mic. There you go. Sorry about that, everybody. So looking through here, how stable is the climb? That's the first one coming through here, coming from Wayne Segedi, asking about how stable the climb is.
Good question, Wayne. That was my first question also when seeing the thing. So you can stand up and bounce around on the bike quite a bit with the type of pedaling style you want to use, and you can see it move a little. But for instance, last night I was doing some 10-15 second sprints full out, yanking on the bars. It didn't end badly. I think most of the stability comes from the kicker, so you can only use this with the kicker. You can't plug it into another type of trainer. And the kicker just rock solid, and it's got your bike at a death hold at the dropouts, and then it can pivot up and down. So most of the stability is coming at the back end there we've got good triangulation on the kicker.
Right on. Gotcha. How does it connect? Is it wireless then? Or what's the way that's like to the kit? Like it sounds like it's communicating with the kicker somehow then?
Yes. So yeah, it's wireless between the kicker climb and the kicker smart trainer. And you've got two little lights on the remote to indicate that it's one that's paired, and then two, whether it's in your auto mode to work with Zwift or manual mode.
Okay, gotcha.
So set it up. Sense. Yeah, set it up yesterday.
That's another question actually coming through. How was the setup? And that's coming through from, just check and see here. And oh, it looks like we had one saying, what was the setup? Yeah, there it is. Megan Powers. Megan Powers saying, hey, Ben, how was the setup of the climb?
Hey, Megan. Easy, really. I mean, you've got like two initial things you have to do. One is set it up for your type of fork. So it comes with adapters for all the major bikes now. So quick releases for sure. But then the three types of through axle, your 12 by 10, 15 by 10, 15 by 120. That's a one-time thing. And then similarly pairing it to your kicker. It's a technical process, Nathan. I'm going to walk you through it. Highly technical process. You get on your bike and you press the center button for 5 seconds and a light flashes and then goes solid.
Good to go. Sounds
so
good.
Yeah, it's easy.
Sounds pretty easy.
Even I can do it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right on. Looking through here. And then your favorite, wow, this is a popular topic before we move on to anything else, the climb, for sure. I think a lot of people
I know, I'm telling you, man,
are looking forward to trying it out and are thinking about it. I mean, a lot of people have kickers out there now. So let's see here. Favorite thing about the climb so far then? What's your favorite thing about the climb so far? That's coming from Blake Johnson.
Hey, Blake. Yeah, I mean, there's two types of engagement. There's the mental engagement that makes, the Zwift experience seem more like riding a bike. And now that I said that, I realize I've been dropped again.
I need to go back. I'm gonna sag wagon. Nathan the sag wagon's coming back. Here we go.
All right, we got it.
Oh boy.
Hold on, Blake. I clearly can't talk and pedal or walk and chew gum at the same time, so bear with me while I chase back.
No worries. It's all good. Real quick, while Ben chases back, I'm going to try and find his avatar. There it is, 5 watts per kilogram. Delaney off the back, no heart rate monitor. What's going on? It's not a race. Here comes Delaney at 6.2. A little bit of race commentary coming through for him. And
go back in the group.
And he speaking of race commentary, next week, Tuesday, we're going to be doing some commentary, or maybe we'll convince Ben to race the race while I commentate the race on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes, though. And we get a little pre-race warm-up here while he's off the back chasing 429. We'll see if we can get Emily to hold up for him, because it's difficult chasing back out on Zwift. We might have a VO2 max effort full on here. Let's see if we can get chat to cheer him on a little bit. Let's get some ride-ons over the top of Ben here to encourage him on. I'm going to give him a ride-on. Come on, Ben. Let's go. 439, still killing it. 5.3 watts per kilogram. There he is. He's back with us. I might have got dropped now. What am I doing?
Keep the eyes on the prize here.
No, I'm talking too much. Here we go. Apologies, everybody. For some reason, my audio kicked out for a second there, but we are back. So you were on to something about your favorite thing. Blake, I don't know if you can talk yet, though, because we are climbing, so maybe we'll leave you alone for a minute. Emily Mullen is crushing this ride. maybe bump up the pace to see if it's even remotely possible to get Bentley out of breath. Greg Fisher is saying, I think he's maybe just ribbing us a little bit here. But how will so we'll get to your favorite thing. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, we wanted to chat about this real quickly as we let Ben recover from that crazy effort off the back. Again, National Championships is happening all day tomorrow. We'll be covering them all on Zwift Community Live. They should be tuning in.
Yeah, so tell us about that. What's the format there? I mean, what's
Sorry,
the
KNWU.
duration?
We'll also be doing some of the coverage as well, but we're covering almost all the other stuff. So, yeah, National Championships, essentially, I believe it's 15 countries. I have to double check on that real quick, but that have the ability to win a national championship. It's the highest participation out of each country, essentially, the most users. So that's what's up with that. I think we lost Ben for just a moment. We'll see if we can get him to connect back here. There we go. That's the Wi-Fi a little bit. But
yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. So national championships, 15 countries battle it out for one jersey they can have for 1 year. And we're doing intervals left and right. I think group riding is more difficult for live streaming than anything else because you have to pay a lot of attention to the pace. But tomorrow, one jersey for each country will be released. Well, one by one individual from each country. So I think we keep losing Ben on the video, though. Pretty sure it's Wi-Fi. We were solid at the beginning, but we'll see if we can get him back. Maybe reconnect the call and be good to go on that end. We might have to go to just the Zwift scene for a little bit here. We'll see if we can get him back. But you guys can watch Nathan's 260, 162 here. Whew. Couple more questions coming through. Watching from Ghent ahead of Omloop. Wish you were here, Ben. Coming from Josh Evans. There we go. Now we got Ben back. So you know Josh Evans?
Yeah, so Josh is over in Belgium right now, going a couple of races for us for BikeRadar and for cyclingnews.com.
Nice. Very cool. Hooah. So national champions.
Yes, sir.
One jersey, 1 year, out on Zwift. Whoever the winner is from one of the 15 countries will win that jersey for 1 year. Whew.
And what's the race duration in miles or time?
Oh, 3 laps, volcano climb. I believe it's 60K, something like that.
Oof.
Yeah, on the volcano climb, though. Oh, it's going to hurt. So I'm looking forward to that. That's an exciting course, too. Like, it punches kind of like Box Hill, but it gets sharper at the end. And it definitely is one of the harder climbs. Not a lot of people climb it, actually, I don't think. But it's definitely one of the harder climbs to pace because it's one of those that continually gets sharper as you go up rather than just being consistent all the way through. So you end up climbing at a hard pace up front just because you're like, I'm climbing and I need to drop people. But then it's not just the people you're against this continually coming at you gradient, and you already hit threshold and the gradient goes up and you're like, okay, we're going over now. So
sure, just like riding outside, when it's flat you can sit in. When you're going up, there's no two ways around the physics of it. It's just like watts per kilo is watts per kilo.
Exactly. So let's see here. We've got a couple more coming through. How will the climb play with the rocker? That's an interesting question coming from Blake. So with a rocker, I wonder if it would play well with it. Like, I don't think you could use a rocker unless you made your own rocker plates that you put your kicker on. I could see that, but I don't think Wahoo has any rocker mechanics at this point, or any rocker products at this point. I think we keep losing Ben just a little bit here and there with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully we can get him back here. Just a couple of internet issues there, but and Winter Powell is saying it only works with the kicker with a question mark. Yes, I believe that's true. Winter, she said she's got a kinetic. Also, the real quick here on BikeRadar, for those of you guys who don't know, the main place that you can find them is, of course, BikeRadar.com, but also BikeRadar's YouTube is a place where all of the reviews of all the products exist in a video format. So, and then of course, all the articles. So can you make me more familiar with BikeRadar.com, Ben? Like your reviews, mainly in video format or tons of articles as well on a website format as well?
Yeah, so we started a little over 10 years ago on BikeRadar.com, and we've amassed more than 14,000 reviews there. We've got bike nerds like myself on 3 continents. Got folks in Australia, folks in the UK, folks here in the US. All we do is test bikes and gear and write about them. So if you want to find like what the best smart trainer is, or the best endurance road bike for $2,000, yes, just search Google or go straight to BikeRadar, and we'll do our best to set you straight with our advice based on.
You guys have professional testers on 3 continents, so like that's pretty sweet, actually. Like
it is. It's interesting to see how regional bias plays in. Like some brands that are super hot in some places, on other continents they're like, not so much. So it's I enjoy, it's opinions, and we challenge each other on those opinions. But
I love that. That's awesome.
More well-rounded view,
Yeah.
So
there's definitely some brands that I see a lot more because of my interaction in the Zwift space that are hot overseas. And as somebody from North America, I'm like, what is that brand? Why is everybody all excited about that? Like,
oh, yeah.
We can't even buy that here. What, like, what are you talking about? So, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels between the Zwift community and the BikeRadar community. And that's one thing that I really enjoy about Zwift is the social aspect, hop on at 7 a.m. here in Colorado, and I'm chatting with folks in Denmark and Poland, and
I think we got another little
otherwise,
bit. Go ahead, Ben. We got you now.
You would think for a guy who works on the internet, I would figure out how to get a better internet connection.
Oh, you're fine. It's just everybody's on Wi-Fi, and I'm always like, Wi-Fi, we might have got a little ahead of ourselves. I'm thinking everything wireless, because then once everything went wireless, we started pumping out way more amounts of data with the things we were consuming. And it was like, wait, maybe wireless can't handle everything when it comes to the data that we're trying to work with, especially for the ones trying to provide that data. But so Patrick is asking, you joined the ride tomorrow too. Tomorrow's all focused on national championships. So 100% of the ZCL space tomorrow will be focused on national championships from 2:30 a.m. Central Standard Time till, I believe, almost noon. So
you're gonna be worn out riding all those, Nathan.
I'm not riding them. I'm just talking about people riding them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna commentate all of the European ones. eat a big old breakfast, and then hit up it's not breakfast if you don't sleep though. I might be fasting though. I might be fasting though with the fact that I'm commentating for 6 hours straight, but breakfast and then race the USA national championship. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all. So let's see.
After you do that, you'll be ready to go to Kona and call Ironman Worlds. You know.
There we go.
Those guys are on the mic for hours and hours and hours and hours.
So from the Wahoo site regarding the climb was designed jointly with the kicker and new kicker snap. So is it unable to integrate with all the kicker products, or just those two then?
Yes, just the the 2.0. I think what Wahoo calls like the 2017 version of the kicker and kicker snap.
Gotcha.
Because like right now, how this is playing out is my Mac is talking to Zwift, and also
talking to the kicker. I'm assuming he's going to say, there we go. Yeah, we need to get hopefully we can keep Ben consistent here. I'm going to actually do something here real quick that may help. And there we go. And I think that might help you, Ben. We were sending you a little bit too much data for the Wi-Fi. So I think you should be good to go now. I'm going to look a lot fuzzier, just so you know,
okay.
on your end and your end. Hey, how's it going, Caroline Hockey? How would you use the climb to train for an event? For me, Megan, I would be definitely using it for climbing intervals. So there's like force intervals sometimes that you do, or torque intervals. And since climbing and torque go hand in hand, especially during like a torque interval where you're going to change it up. So it's sometimes you're grinding and your head is down and you're on more of a flat position with the bike. But if you can also swap it up a little bit, put that gradient way up, and have a situation where you're getting used to those muscle fibers growing that are very specific to the gradient changes with the kicker climb. So I think that's probably, because like here's the thing, the whole idea of the climb when it comes to training, right, is going to be all about the stress on the muscles that you're not getting from a static position that's more like being on a flat, right? And so you're looking for the muscle stresses in your body that are specific to the gradient that your handlebars are at from the climb being up. So I'd use it for that for sure during intervals. That's one way.
Specificity is one word I hear my coach friends throwing around all the time. Like, normal people don't use that word specificity, but it's valid. And that when you're trying to train for something, the more you train to the specific demands of that thing, the more successful you'll be. So yeah, if you're training for a criterium and you're only doing slow rides, you're not training the specifics required by the event. So if you're training for a hill climb, you need to do the work that's specific for that type of event. So I mean, yeah, you can stick a bunch of phone books under your wheel, but that just starts to feel more like work. And the cool thing about Zwift is you're playing. That's why I like riding bikes in the first place. Is yeah, it's exercise, but it's fun. And if it wasn't fun, I probably wouldn't be doing the exercise. So just a way to sneakily get in that specificity.
So let's see if we can talk after that effort. But I think that whole realism thing is a big topic with Zwift being around now. Like trying to create realism with your indoor training, virtual rides. I think the social aspect obviously is the main pull when it comes, one of the main pulls when it comes to Zwift, as it's the only one of the only spaces that you can get the realism of having a witness of your ride, which is in the form of another rider pushing you or having a draft off of, or, you know what I mean? Having that psychological aspect of it, of like needing to compete or stay with, or having the camaraderie of pushing each other on and somebody beating you up a climb. You just can't find that really anywhere else besides going out. I mean, obviously in real life, if you go to a group ride, but so we're starting to see this
even then, like I go for group rides.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, even group rides, you know, I ride with my buddies and there's a masters team and there's like 2 pace options to choose from, you know, and if Frank gets a flat tire, we're all standing around for 20 minutes. You know, like you jump on Zwift and you've got 7,500 different pace groups to choose from.
That is true. That is true. The other thing about that, I think that I was going to ask you about, Ben, are you seeing, like, the climb is one realism? Are you starting to see, for product reviews, a lot more of this realism into your living room? Like, besides the climb, like, are there do you see this new influx? I mean, obviously there might be some things you can't share that you've taken a look at, but how much, like, is it like a huge focus in the industry that you're seeing?
Well, the space is blown up. I mean, 3-4 years ago, what was a smart trainer? You know, that wasn't a thing at all. And now, like when we did our smart trainer test, there were more than I knew what to do with. Like the
I was looking at that video actually.
Probably another one.
Just a moment ago.
Yeah.
Man, what's the? Let's see here. Lab tested.
So the Tax Neos. Yeah, best smart trainers 2018.
Yeah, 10-way mega test. The 10-way mega test. I'm looking at that right now over on YouTube. The BikeRadar has this crazy with Ben. You did that whole video? Like you tested all of those trainers?
Yeah, I think that was about 50 hours in October here in this garage. So,
wow.
Yeah, get some good fitness payoffs as a result of the testing sometimes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Tax
Neo looks really in depth. Really in depth.
Yeah, all you care to know and then some on smart trainers. The Tax Neo is one of the cooler ones. You're asking about realism. I'm dropped again.
That's okay. Me too. We're going back. Yeah, get on my wheel. Get on my wheel. Come on. We're going back.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
Workout right Wednesdays. All right.
There we go.
Thanks. The realism of the Tax Neo is incredible. And the funny thing about a lot of these is you hear about them, at least I hear about them, and often think, oh, that's kind of silly. And then I'll try it. And actually, that really changes the experience. So the Tax Neo's got something called a surface treatment, where when you, like right now, we're rolling through this volcano on chipped up pavement. It introduces little stutters with an electronic brake. So it feels like you're rolling over choppier pavement. Same for cobbles and dirt and the wood boards when you're going over the bridges.
So, do we have questions coming through here from Leo, one of the top guys in the crit series, asking, Ben, have you ever tried the RevBox trainer? Is that one you've ever checked out within your reviews?
I have not.
I've heard of it a few times. I've seen a few people interested in it. Greg Leals, I think he's mentioned it before as well. Somebody else did too. I think Scotty Weiss might have been using it or mentioning it.
Huh.
It looked like an interesting trainer.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
A couple more coming through here. Thanks for all your comments, guys, over at Twitch. Appreciate all you. Looking through for a few more of the Too much chatting. Thank good for getting back. Exactly, Jared. Appreciate that comment there. Caroline saying, I've got a tax flow. T25 hard works very well for me. I'm a total beginner. That's what it's all about, though. Getting on, first getting going, too. Like, you don't need crazy high-end setups to get going. I mean, but it does get addicting. Watch out. Next thing you know,
it does.
You want the best.
Yeah, it is nice the exchange of information. You know, like it's a similar thing to an outdoor group ride in that you show up with like-minded people, you can pick their brains. But there, you have to either be able to, if you're new, you have to be able to keep up, and there can be some points of intimidation. As if you're riding in your rush, you can ride your own pace and pick the brains of the Zwift community at large. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, for sure. So anything else on the radar right now? Let's I mean, obviously the climb has been a huge talking point today with this. Obviously we have some giveaways with the BikeRadar events here too as well, don't we? There's some grand prizes, a couple of things that we are after, that you can get after here just by joining these events. All you got to do is do the event and you are entered to win prizes. Actually, go ahead and
so you do one group ride, which we're doing now. You do one BikeRadar group workout. You do one BikeRadar race. Enter to win. There's 9 prize packs, like books and tools, all kinds of cool swag. And the grand prize, which I'd like to win, but I don't think I can. 40-inch 4K Samsung TV.
Woo!
Apple 4K TV, and a Cyclops Hammer Smart Trainer. So the full deluxe Zwift setup.
That sounds amazing. So there is a mission in game you can still complete. I think the last day is next Wednesday, correct? Next Wednesday. We'll be doing Workout Wednesday as well with Ben later in the evening. And Coach, I believe Ben Sharp, right?
Yep, Ben Sharp, Stages Cycling. He worked for the USA Cycling, was the women's national track team coach for years and years. Took him to some world gold medals. So now he's over at Stages talking power with folks like us. So he'll be on Wednesday walking us through a workout at the Stages kitchen sink. You can pick his brain about
kitchen
training
sink.
with power.
Oh man, that does not sound fun. We'll see how that goes. Aaron Milligan, just a quick reminder, Zwift Community Live official partner with Zwift, supported by Zwift, but we are not Zwift specifically. Maybe tag Zwift with those questions and or shoot them a message over at their customer service emails through the website, I believe, as I'm unable to answer those kinds of questions, Aaron, but thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Mig says, hi guys, cool chat. An idea of Zwift to expand nationals for other countries. Great question. I do not have an official word on that, but right now it's just based on the 15 highest participation numbers. Maybe we need a second weekend. One weekend and a second weekend. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of events.
Big world.
Throughout the day. Yeah, exactly. So
how about this? How many countries have been on Zwift?
A lot.
When I get on, there's dozens of flags scrolling up on the, you know?
There's some stats somewhere I was seeing on a Zwift HQ visit that were like, they were pushing, I want to say 80, maybe more. I'm not positive. So, but it was a lot. It was
nice. Yeah.
I was like,
oh yeah,
thinking about how many countries exist. The number made me think about how many countries exist and how many have been on how many have been on the platform. So definitely enough, that's for sure. All right, we're on the chase again. Here we go. 10 minutes ago, we'll make it a 10-minute steady. Are you on yet? Ben, are you still dropped? Where are you at?
No, I'm in. I'm in the cocoon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So
yeah, I think the
workouts look pretty good. I'm looking at some of the group workouts here for BikeRadar here. 3x6 by 1x3. Also done by Powerhouse Cycling. Looks like of Australia, maybe with Kevin Paulting. Okay. So a lot of them were designed by Kevin, it looks like.
Yeah, you got Kevin Paulson there. You got old Hendy, Greg Henderson, longtime pro racer I covered for years when I was covering the race circuit. That old boy knows how to make the bike go. Yeah, it's cool to see the variety.
He's been making me suffer.
Oh, I bet.
Hardcore.
I bet. Yeah, you might not like the guy, but you'll like the effects.
No, we have a good time too.
I mean,
we should
like him while you're doing the workout, I should say, not personally. You know.
we have a good time with some suffering, that's for sure, while we're live here on ZCL. I think he threw the kitchen sink at me for the last one with the Sir Wigo, because it was a different Sir Wigo that we did. It had quite a few more times into the red, so things got pretty difficult, that's for sure. But 195 countries in Zwift. Are you kidding me, Greg? Oh my goodness.
I think that's all of them.
I was gonna say that's like.
I think that's all of them. As an American, I could probably name about 8 countries. You know, there's 195 on Zwift. That's solid.
What? Let me see how many countries there are in the world. Wait a second. Countries in the world. Is that the flags? Because there's a lot of flags that aren't countries. So how many? Let me see here.
We've got the Olympic athletes of Russia here representing.
How many countries are there in the world? Here we go. Google's your friend because there are 195 countries in the world today. This total comprises 193 that are member states of the United Nations and 2 countries that are non-member states. Now, so you're trying to tell me that somebody from every country in the world has ridden Zwift? Greg? For real? I don't know if that's true. We'll have to, I have a feeling that's I don't think that's real. But I'm pretty sure it's starting to push up toward that number. More in Zwift than in the UN. Oh my goodness. I think that they might have put every country flag in to the game. But I'm gonna have to
that makes sense.
We'll have to ask. Maybe Emily will tell us. We'll ask Emily. Emily, how many countries have ridden on Zwift? Put her on the spot. We'll see if she can. We'll see if she can answer. We'll see if she knows. We're gonna put her on the spot a little bit here. Bring it through. How many countries have ridden on Zwift? That's the cool thing about the platform here. We'll see if she can come through with an answer or not. 195. Greg says every country in the world.
Now, I've got a theory about who's good on Zwift text.
Emily says 195.
Who's better?
She says every country has ridden on Zwift. What? More than the United Nations recognitions. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Ha! Very cool. Very, very cool. She's got it. So it's legit. Well, if Wiki says it, it's legit, right, Ben? Because everything on Wiki is true.
Indisputably.
Indisputably. It's legit because Wikipedia says it. I don't know. Every one of my professors was always like, Wikipedia is not a source. You're not allowed to source that at the bottom of your paper. Sorry. Go find a new source. Sorry, Meg. Professor Nathan bringing the hammer down on Wikipedia right now.
Denied.
Antarctica has a flag in Zwift. What, Jonathan? Levi says that Antarctica has a flag in Zwift. We're completely breaking down. We're no longer reviewing anything except for the flags of Zwift at this point. I love it. So the plan for next week then, are we racing or are we commentating, Ben? We're going to get you to do a Zwift race? Have you done a Zwift race? That's the question. Have you done a race?
Yeah. It's no joke. I learned the first time you need to show up warmed up and ready to full out sprint from the gun.
What kind of racing would you compare it to? Yeah, cyclocross. Yeah, totally.
Well, the start was it's like a cross start. Oh, yeah, counts down and you're going full stick for a good 45 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it'll settle down a bit, but.
Have you done a lot of? Have you done a lot of racing in real world, Ben? I'm not familiar with your riding and racing.
With my distinguished amateur career? Yeah. No, I've been pinning it to not necessarily win it in obscure events for 20 years. No, I'm just like most folks. Just I'm an enthusiast, got into racing in college and went to University of New Mexico. So we were in the Rocky Mountain Conference, Collegiate Cycling Conference with the likes of CU. So I come up here and race kids like Jeremy Horgan Kabelski, who would stick it to us. I'm like, who is this guy? I can't even pronounce his last name. Oh, he's going to the Olympics. Right.
Wait, you're racing the mountain bike against JHK? Is that what you're saying?
No, he would just jump in like the CU road events.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I still do, local master stuff for fun. One thing that I'm excited about for this year, and a lot of other folks are, is some gravel events, gravel Grand Fondos. It seems like they could sort of combine some of the challenge and camaraderie and tactics of road racing, but it's a little more low key. Take you to some beautiful spots. Hope the climb's pitching me up here. 5%.
Are you on auto for the kicker climb right now? Is it actually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are there settings
to
make it more intense or less intense on the auto settings? Like in the kicker, I can make trainer settings harder or less.
You can change the trainer difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I understand. I think it's just, auto, manual where you can set it, or it will just mimic the undulations of the course.
Gotcha.
As it sees fit.
So you ride all kinds of bikes, or is your main focus on the road racing, road riding, mountain bike? Like, what's the? Because you mentioned cyclocross right away. I compare the Zwift race more to a mountain bike race, looking for the whole shot, but they're very similar. In the way that you race them.
Yeah, so BikeRadar, most of us enjoy riding most types of bikes, but we specialize in types of things. So I'm one of the roadie guys for sure, and that I enjoy mountain bikes. I'm just not very good at it.
Gotcha.
The default setting is the road bike out the door. Here in Boulder, Colorado, we're blessed with an abundance of gorgeous paved roads and dirt roads.
Been there.
So yeah, 700cc drop bar.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I jumped out. Yeah, I took a borrowed bike out of one of the shops downtown, and one of our Zwift events when we were there for the NA tour, and that was an experience. I was like, do I have to go back and commentate tonight? I just want to keep going. I just want to keep going and keep going. It was great, but I was out of shape, and I'd broken my collarbone that year, and so I was just coming back from that. And I'm looking at Strava like I want to do a snipe visit and at least get somewhere on the leaderboards. But because I saw a couple guys that raced mountain bikes against and the KOMs locally there, and I was like, oh, what if suddenly show up and why is Nathan here? What's going on? But I was so out of shape. I was like, what am I doing here? Nope, suffering. But it was a good ride. Beautiful, beautiful area. Absolutely loved it.
I have to come back and visit. Looks like we're up here with our BikeRadar Mission Social Ride.
Well, I haven't done a group ride in a while. 20 point. Now it just shows what you completed rather than giving you a workout screen that gives you all of the data. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that.
Well, so you can just keep on riding, and then when you end the ride, you get your summary there at the end that you can scroll through.
Yeah. That almost feels like it encourages the user experience to like join another one. I'll join another one and join it rather than like when you finish a workout, it's like your workout's done and you feel like that screen tells you to stop. You know what I mean? Whereas this is like, go join another one. What that feels like to me. All right, so we're going to be up for some racing next week. And I think we're going to have Ben, it sounds like, on the bike racing the BikeRadar race on Tuesday. I believe that's going to be right before or right after the CVR race. So if you guys are interested in checking that out or jumping in with the race with Ben and hanging on his wheel as he drops everybody out on course, you can go ahead and do so. Make sure you guys head on over to BikeRadar.com, though, as well as you can also check out the YouTube channel to subscribe over there for all of the reviews on the stuff. I have a feeling a lot of people are wondering, since we talked about the climb so much, when they think they might see that review coming up on YouTube. Think there's any idea on that?
Well, there's a review on site as of this morning on BikeRadar.com. You can go read my first ride review.
There we go.
Some initial thoughts, and then I'll get it on YouTube just as soon as I can.
Awesome.
Got to ride it some more. Got to test it.
Yeah. Well, how long does testing take usually, Ben? Last question. Like, how long do you actually dive into these things usually?
Oh, anywhere from a week to, some things we'll keep for months. That becomes gratuitous testing, but duration and durability is something that people ask about, and rightly so. You're going to invest $1,000 in a smart trainer. You want that thing to last. So.
Quality. So you're looking for some quality reviews. Really give it the run through, not just get it in hand and throw it out there real quick as quickly as possible. It's actually really in-depth dive into these things. And I've always noticed that with BikeRadar. I've always actually, whenever I've checked out the reviews, I always loved your guys's from a while ago. I always went to your review for the power tests on the power meters. Actually, like looking at what the best power meter is out there, as well as the Smart Trainers one that you guys did a while back too. So it was always a reference for me as a coach. So I always appreciated the work you guys are doing. Big time.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
All right, Ben.
Well, thanks for having me on, Nathan. It's been good fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. A couple times off the back, we got a good workout.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for the ride, Ben. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Nathan. Ciao.
Yep, cheers. All right, that was Ben Delaney from BikeRadar. Remember, tomorrow is National Championships. We'll be live here on ZCL like all day. So make sure to be checking that out. And head on over to BikeRadar's YouTube for all the reviews from Ben and the rest of his crew at BikeRadar. I'm Nathan Guerra, coming at you from Zwift Community Live. And great job, everybody out on the ride today. That was a lot of fun. As always, ride on.